Hey everybody, welcome back. Last time I did a pretty big import video update. Turns out I found some more. So it's a little small stack. I just wanted to go through these last ones, and then I'm going to move on to a big haul that I got thanks to Black Friday in Canada, which is surprising. But a bunch of good deals, and a Criterion haul. All my Criterions came in the mail, so we'll talk about those in a minute. So on these imports, the first one here is Memories of Murder, another Korean import. This is a really great movie. Also a pretty expensive one as well. I think now, if you can find it, I think it's on eBay. I think I saw it for about $40, which is quite a bit. I think I paid a bit less than that, but this is a really great movie. It's by Bong Joon-ho, the guy who did The Host, Memories of Murder, Mother, and the new one that's coming out that I really want to see, Snowpiercer. But this one's basically, I think it's set in the 80s, and it's about these rape murders that are happening in this small town, and these two cops who aren't really good at their job, and they're trying to find this killer. It's a fantastic crime thriller movie. It's really well made. The Blu-ray quality is great, and you can't get it anywhere except Korea. At least I think. But if you've seen other Bong Joon-ho stuff, I suggest you try and get this, even if it's on DVD. I think it's highly worth it. It's very well regarded, and yeah, I do recommend this one. The next one I got here is from Hong Kong. It's the Infernal Affairs trilogy. I think I got this about 2 years ago or something, and I have not touched it because, again, I'm an idiot, and I buy things without even thinking. I mean, I really do want to watch them, and I got a great deal. I think I paid $30 for this whole box set of all three on Blu-ray. It's like a nice little box here. But I will get around to it eventually. I just have 800 other movies to watch, so when I get around to it, I will make a video for this for sure. The other one's the Black Rain Steelbook from Germany. I have the regular Blu-ray edition, but I don't know, I love the original cover art on this one. The cover art on this one's amazing. I've been trying to get a hold of the poster for a long time. I don't know, it's so badass. I love Michael Douglas. And anything by Ridley Scott, also set in the 80s, and Japan, you sold a ticket to me. I love this movie. I don't care if you think it's cheesy or dumb, but I love Black Rain. I think it's a great movie. The whole gaijin aspect of it, of American in a foreign country, you know. So it's a great cop movie. If you haven't seen it, it's for me, essential 80s viewing. Check it out. Love it. The other two, very surprising, from India. My girlfriend got me these ones. This one's VeerZaara. This one is 4 hours long. So if and when I get around to watching it, I will try to make a video on this one. But it's a very famous movie from India. I think it came out in 2004. Very big production. It won a massive amount of awards in India. Basically a love story between a Muslim and a Hindu, and yeah, it's basically a forbidden love type story. But I heard it's really good. Just the 4 hours is so daunting. I'm like, ugh. And this one I actually did watch. Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham. Another very celebrated, very popular movie. A lot of money in India. You mentioned the name, everyone knows it, basically. It's one of those movies. This one also, I think it was 3 hours long, a bit over 3 hours. I did watch this one. It was pretty good. I mean, a little over long. I think it could have been cut down a bit to maybe 2.5 hours, and it would have been a more solid storytelling. But it's like a family story. It's basically like this family adopts this kid, and then this kid he wants to marry a different girl that his parents wanted to marry. And so he's kind of banished from the family, and then it's a huge long story about the brother trying to find him and reconnect, and it's a good solid morality story, love story, family story. But it was just a bit long. If it was cut down, I think it would have been a lot more of a solid story, a lot more of a solid movie. But yeah, these are from India. It's kind of cool, and the Blu-ray quality was actually pretty good. So I was surprised, and not too pricey either. These are definitely probably the cheapest imports I got so far. And the last two movies I love so goddamn much. OSS 117, or as the French say, OSS 117, starring Jean Dujardin, the guy who won the Oscar for The Artist, also directed by Michael Hazanavicius, I think is how you pronounce it, who directed The Artist. So both the same guy collaborating in these movies. This one I got from France because it's only available in France. This is the sequel. This one I got in Canada, and I think I don't think you can get it in America or anywhere else. You can also get it in France, but also in Canada. These movies are hilarious. I was literally rolling laughing. Like I was holding my stomach and I was tearing up watching these two. It's basically like OSS is like, it's like the French James Bond, and it's just so politically incorrect. He's so sexist. He's so stupid, and the scenarios that happen just are hilarious. I honestly, some of my favorite comedies of all, I've seen these like 2-3 times each, and I love them every time I watch them. They're so funny, and Jean Dujardin is so good in it. I really hope they do one more, like a little trilogy. That would be amazing. You know, now that they've won Oscars and they're moving on to bigger pictures, I don't think they will. But if they did, I would be just incredibly happy if they did. Great movies. Check them out. Even if you want to download them, they're hilarious. Check them out if you can find some clips on YouTube. I highly recommend these movies. These are great comedies. Definitely like probably my top 10 comedies. All right, now to my big Criterion haul / Black Friday haul. This is a big pile, so well, I spent too much money probably. But you know what? YOLO, right, guys? Okay, so starting my Criterions. I got Eyes Without a Face. I really wanted to check this one out on DVD a long time ago, the Criterion DVD, and then being the procrastinator I am, I never got around to buying it. But now it's on Blu-ray, so it's a win-win for me, right? So it's this 1960 black and white French kind of like horror about a doctor who tries to perform like a face surgery on his daughter, and I haven't watched it yet, and I watched actually most of these ones here, but I will get around to it, and I like the horror aspect of it and kind of the artsy aspect of it as well, so I definitely want to check this one out for sure. The next one, John Frankenheimer, Seconds, from 1966. I really want. I watched the trailer for this. I thought it was super interesting looking, and I have some of John Frankenheimer's other films like he did what is it? It's right over here. Grand Prix, which is a fantastic movie. Grand Prix is a racing movie. Cinematography is out of this world. The way they shoot the races, amazing. I loved it. It's 3 hours, kind of long, but worth checking out. But anyways, back to Seconds. This one, it stars, I think, Rock Hudson, and he tries to change his life, and he gets a surgery to become somebody else, and then apparently it's all freaky and weird, and I'm into that kind of stuff. Anything freaky and weird, you show me a movie that's freaky and weird, and I will check it out, because, you can only take so much of mainstream cinema, which I still love and enjoy, but you kind of have to cleanse the palate with something really weird and strange. So I really want to check this one out. And thankfully it's not that long actually. It's only 107 minutes compared to everything else. Next one I really want to see for a long time, To Be or Not to Be, by Ernst Lubitsch, the famous comedy director. It's from 1942. Stars Jack Benny, Carole Lombard. I love Jack Benny. I used to listen to his old time radio shows. When I would go to bed, I'd listen to the shows and fall asleep at the show. So I grew a huge affinity for Jack Benny. And he's a good comedian too. And then Carole Lombard, who, this is actually her last movie. I think she then died in a plane accident, I think plane accident. So it was her last film, and she was much loved. But this is the original of the original, and the remake was the To Be or Not to Be with Mel Brooks, which it's also a really great movie. I love Mel Brooks as well. But I wanted to see the original, and to have Criterion release it is really awesome. Because I know it was released in France by Studio Canal, and I was really hoping to get that version, but it was region locked, and then lo and behold, Criterion has this one. So I definitely want to check it out. Ernst Lubitsch is a really famous comedian, so a comedy director, and I can't wait to watch this one. The next two are by the same director. I have Autumn Sonata here, by Ingmar Bergman, adding to my Ingmar Bergman collection. It's just 1978. It's kind of about a daughter and a story about a daughter and a mother who just don't connect as well. She's a piano player, and she's very cold and icy, and her daughter, they have a bitter relationship. So it's kind of like a drama film, and I think it was a nominee for the best. I want to say Best Picture in the Academy Awards. I think that year it came out. But yeah, definitely check this one out. Next one here is the Fanny and Alexander, the huge big box set. It's really big because it has the theatrical version and the television version. The theatrical version is 3 hours. The television version is 320 minutes. quite a lot longer than that one. But yeah, it just goes through a family, and you know, people. It's a 4-time Academy Award winning film. I think it won best foreign picture that year. And because it was in the Barnes & Noble half sale, I think it was only like $29 or $24, and I don't know, so I was kind of interested in checking this one out. So if ever I get around to watching it, I'll make a video. The last Criterion I got here, The Trilogy of Life by Paolo Pasolini. I got this one. I don't really know too much about these movies. I just know that he's a very controversial director. He did the 120 Days of Sodom, or Salo, yeah, I don't know. I know that he's very controversial. He's actually, I think he was assassinated or killed in the street by somebody because of his, like, he did a lot of like religious stuff, and because he's Italian, they're very Catholic and they take that stuff really seriously, or at least they did back in the 70s, and they still do now, obviously. But he was basically killed for his films and his poetry and his etc. So it's got 3 movies here: the Decameron, the Canterbury Tales, and Arabian Nights. They're not too long. They're basically about 2 hours long. So, you know, hopefully I get around and watch these ones. I just thought, you know, sometimes it's worth just to buy films like this just for cinema, and just to kind of see what other countries were making at the time, and see, like, you know, all kind of experimental cinema. I don't like to just kind of stay in the safe zone and just watch the same movies. I like to just explore, and, you know, if I don't like it, I don't like it. But at least I saw it, and then I can incorporate that into my, you know, my film knowledge and my film history. So definitely want to check this one out. Okay, so now Criterion's done. On to the normal stuff. On to the Black Friday hauls here. So I got this is 40. And actually I watched this one last night. Bit long. I think it was 2 hours and 17 minutes for a comedy. You know, but it was alright. It wasn't laugh out loud funny. It's more like it's comedic in a certain sense, but what it's really about is just a marriage they've been probably married. They don't say how long, but I'm assuming at least 20, 15, 20 years, and it's just about how the relationship develops over time, and how, you know, they're 40 now. It revolves around their birthday, and how, you know, they're kind of slowly drifting apart just because they're 40. The magic isn't there as like it used to be. You know, that they're so comfortable together now that the passion's kind of gone, and then they start reevaluating their lives. Meanwhile, their businesses are kind of not doing so well, and things are kind of falling apart family-wise with their fathers. So it's not as funny as it claims to be. You know, it says laugh out loud funny in the front, and it's labeled as a comedy, but I put it very closely to Funny People. That one also wasn't like a laugh out loud funny movie. It had some moments in it, but it was also kind of a dramedy, basically, like half drama, half comedy. Same thing with this one. It's lighthearted in the jokes. It's not really dramatic, but definitely deals with this kind of not a serious issue, but just like a real life people. They're 40, things are going, their kids are growing up, you know, they're starting to realize that they're, you know, starting to think about mortality and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, probably would I watch it again? Probably not, but it was worth seeing. I think I like Judd Apatow, and I don't know, I'll see whatever he puts out, even if it's not as, you know, as funny as Knocked Up is, for, you know, or something like that. So check this one out if you want. I got a bunch of 3D movies, and I don't even have a 3D TV, but they were cheap, and my brother actually has a 3D TV, so if I get around to going to his house, I'll watch him on his TV. So first one, World War Z. I remember catching in theaters, but sadly I fell asleep, and that's not really saying anything of the movie. I was just dead tired. I don't even know what was going on. I was like slapping myself in the face, just trying to wake up, and I couldn't do it. I passed out, and I missed the ending. I remember them on a boat, and that's about it. So I definitely want to check it out. And the reason I also got that on Blu-ray is because the Blu-ray has a different cut, like an extended cut with apparently more violence. So, because remember, the one thing I remember particularly is that there was no, like, the violence in there was very PG-13, because it is a PG-13 movie, I think, or PG. And so there's no blood, nothing like that. It was very tame. So I was just wondering what the violence was like in this one. Was it more graphic? I don't know. But I will check it out. I do want to watch it again. I love Brad Pitt. I'll watch anything he's in. So I'm going to check this one out soon. Next one, Man of Steel. I saw it in theaters. I quite liked it. I like the serious take on it. I don't think I saw it in 3D, but regardless, I think I got it for like $17, which is a really sweet deal. So I picked it up. Definitely want to watch it again. You know, it's not as dark as like the Dark Knight trilogy. It's not. It's a bit. It's hard to take him more seriously just because he's a superhero versus Batman, who's just like a real life guy who just has a lot of money, and you know, Superman's basically, I don't know, immortal. You can't really. It's hard to kill him, so it's hard. The stakes aren't there as much. More the stakes are for the surrounding city, you know, or like what's gonna happen to the people. Because hey, Superman in the end, Superman's gonna be fine. It's gonna be about Metropolis and everybody else, and if Lois Lane's gonna survive and blah blah blah. But yeah, definitely want to check it out in 3D. Hopefully, I'll get around to going to my brother's house and watching this one. Next one, Jack the Giant Slayer. You know, when it first came out, I was like, I wasn't really interested in it. But then I heard some good reviews about it. I heard it's just a pretty fun movie. And this was also like $15. And I basically got it more for my brother, just so we can kind of use his 3D TV he's bought, and he hasn't watched anything on it yet. So, I mean, hey, we know the story. It's Jack and the Giant. So we know what's going to happen in this movie. But it's directed by, I think, Bryan Singer, the guy who did the original 2 or 3 X-Men movies. So, you know what? Even if it's not that great, I'm in it for the spectacle. It's a big production, so I definitely want to check this one out. Next one, and second to last, is Les Miserables, Misrables, whatever. I got it because I actually watched half of it, and I really enjoyed it. Actually, the production's amazing. The production quality is great. The singing is really good, except for our good friend Russell Crowe. He's not that great, let's put it. He was not meant to be a singer, but the surrounding cast is really good. I really enjoyed I think I saw half of it. I really enjoyed it. It is kind of long as well, but I think the singing was fantastic. You know, typically I'm not into these kind of like musicals. I like musicals that are pre 1980. You know, anything that era I like. Anything after that, I'm kind of, I don't know. The magic isn't there for me. But this is one that I actually quite enjoyed. We all know the story, Jean Valjean. And it won a bunch of Academy Awards, or at least was nominated. I can't remember if it won any of them. Well, Anne Hathaway did for Best Supporting, but she was in it for like 20 minutes. So, I don't know, her on-screen time wasn't that high. But, you know, good for her. She finally won something. So check it out. I got it for $8. I couldn't say no. I was kind of disappointed it didn't have the slipcover, because if there's a slipcover, I always want to get it, but what are you going to do? And the last one, the very last one, is a movie I've been meaning to get for a long time. I've seen it like 3-4 times. It's Billy Elliot. I love this movie. It's basically about a kid who's growing up in like Northern Ireland, I think, during the Margaret Thatcher era, and his father's a coal miner, and his mother's dead, and you know it's supposed to be they're all men, and meanwhile Billy Elliot, or Billy I think his name is, he wants to dance. Like he's becoming a dancer. He wants to dance, and his father's like, no, like that's not, you can't do that. It's too sissy. He starts secretly taking lessons, and on top of that, this family drama going on, and the coal mine's being shut down. They're on strike, but they need the money, and you know his father ends up changing his mind about it all, and it's just a fantastic movie, really fun. The little kid, who was actually Jamie Bell, who you might know now from Jumper and a couple of movies. He won that year the BAFTA for Best Actor. He beat out Russell Crowe, I think, in Gladiator or something like that. He might have been nominated for an Academy Award for this one. I'm not too sure. I don't think so. But just a fantastic movie. I also got it for $8. I highly recommend it. Just a really, really fun movie. Okay. So I know I've been saying it for a long time that I'm going to do a collection video of my entire collection. I promise I'm going to do it because I've been putting it off. And I'll do and then I've watched a few more things, and I'll sneak in some reviews in there as well. So if you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome. Any questions or comments, and if you guys have any weird movies you guys really like, something that's really strange, put it in the comments and I'll check it out, or if I've seen it, I'll let you know what I think about it. And that's it for now. Thanks guys. Bye.